Welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you recovered from yesterday's rather long podcast. I remember my English teacher, Mrs. Davis, who was a wonderful teacher, once called me verbose, and she probably wasn't wrong in hindsight. I did an interview yesterday about the fast-moving and fluid events in Gabon, the failed coup. When I got on, it wasn't clear it was going to fail. But I said a number of things. One of the things I said was the captain has been out for a few months now, and that we're watching a very dynamic situation unfold. And indeed, we continue to watch a dynamic situation unfold as long as he's absent, I would have thought. And then I drew a correlation between Gabon, Sudan, and the DR Congo, and I said what we're watching across this continent, whether it's Gabon, Sudan, or DR Congo, is a kind of tipping point moment. I certainly think that Gabon, the street is not powerful enough to unseat the president, so therefore you would expect something like we saw yesterday. Sudan, the street is obviously on fire. The question is, can they sustain it? And in the DR Congo, we've got another very fluid situation, and Kabila so far has managed to keep a lid on the street. The question is, can he, in the event that he announces his Dauphin as the winner, in a situation where it's widely expected that the Shadari only got 20% of the vote, and my point is, given that he had the power of incumbency, 20% is a single-digit number. I also participated with Sami Zedan. It's a pleasure to have caught up with him frequently in the last few days about Zimbabwe's land reform. That link is also on the website. Let me jump to home thoughts. This is a photograph of Mount Kenya, Sam Stockdale, and indeed an absolutely beautiful one. I came across this article about dreams, Mark Strand on dreams and brain pickings, a lyrical love letter to where we go when we go to sleep. However detached from the reality of life dreams may seem, they affect our every waking moment and even help us regulate our negative moods. And yet, try as we might to control our dreams, we still know so very little about where we go when we slip into that nocturnal wonderland. For all the advances science has made, it still seems best left to the poets, and the best of poets only. And this is the poem the article refers to: dreams, trying to recall the plot and characters we dreamed, what life was like before the morning came. We are seldom satisfied, and even then, there is no way of knowing if what we know is true. Something nameless hums us into sleep, withdraws and leaves us in a place that seems always vaguely familiar. Perhaps it is because we take the props and fixtures of our days with us into the dark, assuring ourselves we are still alive, and yet nothing here is certain. Landscapes merge with one another, houses are never where they should be, doors and windows sometimes open out to other doors and windows. Even the person who seems most like ourselves cannot be counted on. For there have been too many times when he, like everything else, has done the unexpected. And as the night wears on, the dim allegory of ourselves unfolds, and we feel dreamed by someone else, a sleeping counterpart who gathers in the darkness of his person shades of the real world. Nothing is clear. We are not ever sure if the life we live there belongs to us. Each night it is the same, just when we're on the verge of catching on. A sense of our remoteness closes in, and the world so lately seen gradually fades from sight. We wake to find the sleeper is ourselves, and the dreamt of is someone who did something we can't quite put our finger on, but which involved a life we are always, we feel, about to discover. Very beautiful that, actually. Very true.